What's up, YouTube? It's FitzBro, and we have our very first hot fix for Company of Heroes 3, and I've taken a quick peek at this. There's more than just a few bug fixes. There's some balance changes to some units, and I've got a few on my list I'm hoping to see changed here. So let's dig into this balance patch hot fix together and see what is new for Company of Heroes 3. And if you are enjoying my Company of Heroes content or just want to learn more about the game, make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. I've got guides for each of the factions, overviews, build orders, jazz memes, and more. So make sure you're subscribed, and you can join us over on twitch.tv/FitzBro, where we do this live most in evenings. Let's dig into this hotfix. What's up, YouTube? Twitch chat's here. They're going to say hello to you. So John R.E. has posted, the team at Relic is very appreciative of all your feedback and support. We hope you're enjoying Company of Heroes 3. We've made the following balance changes in multiplayer and co-op. Some of these changes are in response to what we've seen, and some were long planned. They are aware of several issues impacting multiplayer, and the following change to address many of them will continue to monitor and adjust. This patch may not address all balance concerns, so we want to make incremental changes. Makes sense. Thanks to their impact. We're currently testing and experimenting with changes for outstanding issues. I was just telling Twitch chat, I'm very excited that we have a balance patch this quickly after the game launching, because there's been other RTSs, maybe developed by Relic, that took months to get their first patch when it released. So this is very exciting to see. One of our top priorities currently to address exploits and reduce the power of certain strategies. All my builds going to be out the window. We're going to make new ones. Don't worry, I will. Okay, General. Rename the difficulty settings to make them more consistent and user-friendly. Sweet. Campaign AI should venture into the player's territory to capture points or attack the player's companies more. And looks like they're going to be working to improve the AI aggression. Multiplayer changes. That's what we're here for. Let's see what we got. Universal changes. Light indirect fire mortars. The recharge time, what they should call that, reload time, I don't know, it's from 15 to 30 seconds. So that's going to be a nerf to how quickly mortars fire, but damage against emplacements has been doubled. Okay, so they're going to be doing more damage against those defensive emplacements, but not going to fire as quickly. So it'll be interesting to see. When you have two changes like that, it's kind of, it's sometimes hard to gauge. It's like, okay, well, they're going to be stronger, but now they take double as long to fire. How does that pan out? You know, is what it is, but it should do a lot of damage if the damage has been doubled. So, should be cool. Medium indirect fire, the pack howitzer, LEIG, and the heavy mortar. Medium indirect fire has been reworked to be better against static defenses. They're trying to break up those static defenses, preventing some super turtley strats. More accurate and have higher area of effect against infantry. Recharge time from 15 to 30 seconds. Crew size has been increased by 1. Medium indirect fire damage increased against bunkers and emplacements. Barrage and auto fire accuracy increased. Barrage and auto fire more rapidly. I mean, really the summary is they've changed mortars and I guess medium indirect fire. It looks like they have reworked it to be more effective against emplacements overall. So sounds like it's time to make mortars. Mortar stonks are going up. Already spam the new meta. You know, that's the first thing I thought is like, is this just going to make mortars and indirect fire like crazy? Because it is like off map indirect fire, right? It's like, you don't want to be too effective. It could be really annoying, but interesting. Smoke duration from 40 to 30. Is that just like across the board? Smoke has been nerfed. Only 40 seconds instead of 30 seconds rather than 40. Interesting. Okay, smoke has been nerfed. Heavy machine guns. All HMGs had their area suppression increased from 10 to 15%. So machine guns are going to be even more effective at laying out suppression. And that sounds like that's the universal changes. Let's get into the U.S. forces changes. The U.S. forces, we've noticed that the U.S. are struggling in all modes. I mean, not if you use FitzBro's build order. So if they're buffing US, We were already winning with them. We are going to be kicking ass. Particularly in larger team games. These targets fixed to address certain units that were underpowered within the roster. Reducing tech costs and making the faction more competitive in the mid-game, where it was faltering. More changes are coming to address some outstanding issues faced by the U.S. forces. So they are buffing FitzBro. Weapon support center manpower decreased from 160 down to 120. That's going to be a change for you. Motor pool fuel cost decreased from 55 to 45. So some cheaper buildings. The rifleman health per model increased by 5. Nice. They're getting chonkier. Bazooka team is getting cheaper by 50. Health per model is increased by 10. Bazookas. Bazooka stonks going up. Bazooka stonks going up. Okay, let's check out the mortar. The mortar veteran airburst and delayed fuse barrage ability recharge time from 45 to 30 seconds. So be faster. Airburst and delayed fuse barrage cost from 35 to 20. Okay, it's going to be faster as well. Delayed fuse is more accurate and it has higher area of effect. Airburst area of effect damage has been adjusted. Just like we saw before the Universal, they're trying to make the indirect fire more effective, it seems. So it sounds like mortars are just, in general, going to be a lot stronger. Sniper. Sniper aim time decreased from 2 to 1.5 seconds. That means they're going to fire faster? Snipers buffed. Mortars buffed. Bazookas. I mean, what? Everything's buffed. Gun motor carriage. Long range accuracy against vehicles increased. Reload between shots for the Greyhound. Increased. Okay. Greyhound nerfed. Almost from more than a second, right? Or about. That's pretty big. The Chaffee long range accuracy against vehicles increased by 20%. Everybody's just waiting to get to the Gustatari part of this, right? I don't know. It better be adjusted, is all I could say. Reload time between shots from 6.5 to 4.75 to 5.25 for the Hellcat. Okay, so adjusting the time. It looks like it's increased the time to shoot for those. The Weasel. Where's our Weasel enjoyers out? There's been a lot of Weasel propaganda in the Twitch chat recently. Mortar and machine gun weapon drop ability cost increased. So they nerfed the mortar and machine gun ability. And they have a recharge time of 60 seconds for the weapon drops. So there we go. Weasel getting a little bit of a nerf. The Sherman Whizbang. Rocket barrage times reduced from 120 to 90. Nice. It was definitely very long before. Area effect damage distance has been adjusted. Looks like it has been improved. Rocket angle scatter. I don't know, 12 to 11. The scatter max. Okay, I don't know exactly what that means, but U.S. battle groups. The paratroopers bazooka cost from 90 to 75 munitions. Oh, nice. So you can drop paratroopers and get those bazookas easier. So AT abilities. HMG. Oh, that's getting cheaper by 50 to drop the HMG. Paradrop anti-tank gun cost also decreased. US is going to be so good. We'll see what they did for everyone else, but like, god damn, they changed so many things. Carpet bombing, also cheaper. Smoke screen cost from 50 to 40 munitions. Cheaper. Mark target is cheaper. Resupply, more expensive. Okay, that one was pretty good. So not surprising. Okay, those are all the US adjustments. For you guys in Twitch chat, discuss YouTube. Let me see down in the comments. What do you think about the USA? USA. Let's get on to the British forces. British forces. While doing better than the US forces, the British forces also struggles across modes and has more recently been heavily relying on the boys anti-tank round. What? No one relies on the boys. You mean now I can make a real British build order ability? I was working on making my build order for British last week and I was just like, I've tried everything under the sun. Everything was struggling. And I was like, the only thing to do is just spam the shit out of the boys. And I was like, I'm not going to make a guide to be like, spam these stupid infantry. But we'll have a more detailed British guide here in the future. That's for sure. Yeah, they didn't change anything about the Pathfinders. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, nice. We're toning down the power of these weapons to bring up to par many units in the roster that were underperforming. Battle groups have received some love and will give infantry sections more competition. Team weapon training and light vehicle training costs decreased from 200 manpower and 30 fuel to 150 manpower and 20 fuel. British Forces units, infantry section. Bren gun long range accuracy increased by 15%. Okay. The AT rifle damage against buildings reduced by 50%. Cut in half. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. I'll just updating the Twitch title that we're doing patch notes review. That's crazy. Boys AT rifle damage against cover object reduced by 75%. You think they were overperforming? Oh, wow. AT rifle AoE damage removed. Okay. Boys AT rifle no longer gain small arms accuracy bonus against team weapons. So the boys taking a major hit here. A major hit. Foot guards. Manpower cost fixed increased from $3.99 to $4. You know, I saw this and I was like, is that a mistake? That's such like a weird numbered. So they've adjusted it. Submachine gun lethality increased by 20%, 25% in short range. Now hold on a second. Foot guards. What's a foot? What's a foot guard? Are they talking about like? Is this something? Is this the Royal Engineer? Is that what they? Elite infantry in tier 4. Oh yeah, I know. Okay, I don't make those ever, so I forgot the name of them. Gotcha. The tier 4 elite infantry. Gotcha. So they're going to be stronger. Maybe I will make them. Commando light machine gun manpower cost increased from 320 to 350. Now it's more lethal at all ranges. Okay, commando section lethality increased by 25% at short range. It's going to be stronger at short range. Indian artillery Gurkhas, the Bren gun, is going to be stronger at long range. And the Thompson is going to be increased by 20% at short range. I mean, just they're getting lots of basically their other units have been adjusted. Big buff for the Gurkhas. That's one of your battle groups. They didn't specifically put it in the battle group here, but yeah, that's one of your battle groups. Your CMP 15 CWT truck cost decreased 260 manpower and 25 fuel to 240 manpower and 20 fuel. Mobility has been increased on the truck. A gun cost from 90 to 60 munitions. It's going to be cheaper. AA damage reduced. And the damage and the pulse in range from 40 to 45. So that's going to be a buff for the truck. Heavy mortar weapon traverse speed from 25 to 40. So that's going to be faster to move. A lot. This is going to be like turbo. It's going to be like the Mongolian town center in Age of Empires. Barrage range from 120 to 150. So I like using this mortar. So this is good to see. Okay. The Humber manpower cost is decreased. Received weapon overhaul and significantly more lethal against infantry. Let's go. Mark area ability cost removed. So you just get it right away. Mark area can now be used in the fog of war. Smoke launchers range decreased. So they can't launch smoke as far, I guess. Pretty sweet. Humber getting some love. The M3 Stuart. Unlock cost is significantly cheaper. Look at that. Big change. Fuel cost decreased by 10. Reload time between shots has gotten faster. Cannon penetration is significantly stronger. The aura bonus for the commander has been nerfed from 20 to 10. Probably because, well, it's way better now. Smoke canister ability cost remove. So you just get smokes right away. The recharge time to 120. Okay. This is a big change for the middle game for the UK because you kind of were like stuck with spamming the boys because you just didn't have a whole lot of other options. But it sounds like their light vehicles are going to be much stronger. The Bishop. Unlock cost decreased. but it looks like about 25 manpower. Their recharge time from 60 to 30. Wow, that's cutting in half. Direct shot is now able to target all enemy and neutral units. The Matilda, that's their tier 3. Armor increased. Let's see, from 260, 150, 100 to 300, 200, 100. So getting some more armor for the Matilda. In the Grant, steady assault speed of rotation, rate penalty reduced by 25%. The AA Crusader, man, there's so many balance changes here. This is crazy. Great to see. I'm curious to see if they will have nerfed some of the Axis stuff, or if it's mostly like the way they did the approach with Relative with AoE4 is they buffed other civs rather than nerfing the overpowered ones. So it's going to be interesting to see as we get through this. AA Crusader fuel cost from 50 to 70. Accuracy increased. So that's going to be more expensive. Increased by roughly 50% across all ranges. Way more accurate. Area effect increased and damage increased. Web penetration to 40, 35, 25. The Churchill Black Prince. The staple of the heavy armor. Okay, let's see. Getting more armor? Woo! The Black Prince will be realized. Speed from 3.8 to 3. It's going to be slower. No! Damage, holy, from 160 to 240. Don't spoil it, chat. Don't you spoil it. We're not there yet. Range from 45 to 40. Reload from 4% to 6. This will be longer. Area effect. Whoa, way bigger. Area effect damage increased. Penetration also increased. Black Prince looking good. Looking good. Okay, big buffs. Wow, okay, those are all the British, mostly buffs, aside from the boys nerf, which, you know, when you weren't doing the boys spam, they were rather underwhelming. So, good to see. Let me know what you guys think about those British changes. Let's look what's next. We've got the Wehrmacht. They're toning down parts of Wehrmacht's mid and late game power. We will be making further changes to emplacements in the next hotfix. Okay, so this has been a hot topic. The emplacements are just kind of crazy. Sounds like maybe we're not going to see a ton of changes to them here, but maybe they're working on a larger fix to them in the next patch. So I'll be looking forward to it. Wehrmacht units, Panzer Company. Panzer Company manpower cost from 200 to 300. So that's going to be more expensive by 100. Concrete bunkers is going to get a whole lot less health and a lot less armor. Okay, good. Cutting crowd communication cables upgrade cost is going to be increased. So if you're grabbing that at the beginning of the game, it's going to, you know, set you back a little bit. 10 more munitions. The Nebelwerfer, this is that rocket barrage emplacement you have. Barrage recharge time from 90 to 70 seconds. So it's going to have faster barrage recharge, fires more rapidly. Incendiary rocket area of effect, far damage from 0.2 to 0.25. Okay, that's just little, very little one. Incendiary rocket area effect distance. Okay, so a little change there. Scatters adjusted. These are really hard, like to conceptualize some of those changes. More accurate fire into fog of war. Okay, Nebelwerfer getting sounds like a little bit of a buff, maybe. The Whirlwind. So this is the... I love the names of these things. Accuracy decreased from 30% at long range, 15% at short range. Area of effect damage reduced by 10%. Long range cooldown between burst increased by 50%. That looks like that's going to be a nerf for the Whirlwind. The Panzer IV. That's your tank. Cost increased significantly. It looks like 10 more manpower and 10 more fuel. And the population from 12 to 14. That's a big thing, because you can only have so much population available, right? So that's going to really add up, especially in those late games. Like that adds a lot. Okay, the Wehrmacht battle groups. The Luftwaffe battle group. The 2-centimeter flak 38 emplacement now requires either Luftwaffe Company, Panzergrenadier Company, or the Panzer Company. Cost increase. Okay, so you can't just call in these flak emplacements with and skip some of these other buildings. I think it sounds like what's going on here. The cost increased from 200 manpower to 250 manpower, and it looks like 10 more fuel. And then the 88 centimeter flak 36 emplacement cost from 310 manpower, 40 fuel. It's more expensive, going to be 380 manpower and 45 fuel. Time to construct. So they're nerfing how long it definitely takes to, I guess, how to get some of these and build them. The Luftwaffe combat group cost increased from 3 to 4. So it's going to be a lot longer to get that. Infantry reserves also going to do that. So big nerf to the battle group overall. And that's going to be all the changes to the Wehrmacht. You know, I think this sounds positive. Looks like they hit them with some major nerfs. Or I don't know if they're necessarily major, but definitely they have some nerfs. It sounds like emplacements are going to change in the future. So we'll have to wait to see what that's going to be. But I think just toning some of this stuff is a good start for them. But good to see probably. I think they've been probably overperforming. Let me know what you think about those Wehrmacht balance changes. Let's get into the Luftwaffe battle group. Well, we already did that. The Deutsches Afrika Korps. Now, this is the latest faction I've been digging into. I've got some guides on the channel, so go check this out. Has arrived with great fury and steamrolling the competition. They're a bit overtuned across the board. They were taking steps to reduce their power in early and late game. Okay, Gustatori. Hold on to your hats. I highly doubt they're going to be as powerful. Let's see. Fire support elements. Cost from 125 manpower and 35 fuel to the additional 25 manpower and additional 10 fuel. Support armor elements. So these are some of your upgrades. Manpower is going to be up by 25. Africa unit changes. The Panzer Grenadier, the light machine gun long range lethality has been decreased by 15%. That's for the Panzer Grenadier. If you upgraded their machine gun, the Assault Grenadiers lethality has been increased at short range, so they're going to be stronger at the short range engagements. The Panzer Jaeger squad size from 5 to 4, so it's going to get one less Panzer Jaeger. That's your AT unit. The 39 AT rifle decreased rate of fire at long range. And the light machine gun can no longer fire on the move. So you got to stand still there for that. So a nerf for that unit. The motorcycle build time from 20 seconds to 35 seconds. Dang it, I used to always rush like my enemy's first point. It might be not as easy now. An additional 15 seconds added at the beginning of the game. So that could decide whether you're going to open with the motorcycle or not. The light carrier, it's going to be more expensive. It's going to be stronger, or the lethality is going to be decreased at long and short range. So light carrier is not going to be as effective. The medical truck cost from 260 manpower and 35 fuel to 280 manpower and 40 fuel. So it's going to be more expensive. Everything's getting more expensive with the Afrika Korps. Cost from 280 manpower for the half track to 250 manpower and 40 fuel. So it's going to be a little more fuel, less manpower. The Stuka area of effect damage it looks like has been increased in the scatter max from 20 to 15. Okay, what have they done to the Gustatori? Manpower cost from 400 to 440. It's pretty expensive. Flamethrower cost 10 more, so 80 to 90. And armor down to 1 point. That's it? Hold on a second. Have you guys seen this unit? Like, a little more cost. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be an effective of enough nerf, but we'll see. Go see my latest YouTube short of Mike Satori like taking on like 7 US troops. But they are expensive. That's certainly true. But sound off. Let me know if you think they've nerfed these guys enough. They are pretty dang good. Afrika Korps battle groups. Italian Combined Arms battle group. Bersaglieri cost decreased, okay, by 1 command point. The bolster. The Breda model, 30 light machine guns is going to be cost increased 2 to 3 command points. The light tank from 2 to 1 command points. So that's going to be a lot cheaper. Pact of Steel cost decreased. Now, by the way, in my guide, I had said that I thought these vehicles were a little underwhelming, and I had some viewer comments saying, no, actually, I've been really enjoying using these light tanks. So I'm going to give these a try, especially if they're a little cheaper, and see maybe they're going to be good to try. Bug fixes. So that's good. That's all of our balance changes for the Africa Corps. Sound off. Let me know down below what you think about those bug fixes. The British rifle grenades now have a minimum range of 15. The medical CMP 15 CWT trucks and medical half tracks can now tow team weapons. Pretty cool. 250 light carrier can now tow the flak and anti-tank guns. Fix issue with the whiz-bang could miss targets. Fix issue with the British mortar had less range than other mortars. Wow, wow, wow. I'm liking what I'm seeing here, guys. Lots of changes here across the board. Looks like overall some ally buffs with the exception of the nerf to the boys. And Axis forces getting quite a few nerfs, some tweaks to some things. But let me know what you think about this latest balance patch. Of course, I'll be trying it out live on twitch.tv/FitzBro. So come hang out and check out some of my other guys on the channel, and hope to see you in the next one.